Hey, what's going on, everyone? Cardboard.Capitan here, and today I've got the third match against the Naya Overlords deck. So let me get started. I'm gonna go first. It's a land full of hands, but I'm keeping it because I have up the Beanstalk. I also have Grievous Wound, so assuming the Beanstalk doesn't get removed, that's the card. Opponent opens up with a Surreal Land. Let's see what I get. Yet another up the Beanstalk. And then Overlord of the Baelmerk. Oh, I take that back. I know I said this was Naya Overlords. This is Jund Overlords. So not much action going on. Both players setting up. I think my big turn is coming up turn 5 because I can drop the Grievous Wound, and if that gets removed, I drop another one next turn plus the tap land. Let's see. A opponent casts an Overlord. Gonna start bringing creatures down. Let's see. I'm going Grievous over the Vine Lasher just so I can draw some cards. Hopefully answer a lot of these big creatures coming down. Because Trumpeting Carnosaur I can see, and that's playable this turn. And in another turn, both of the Overlords remove their last counter, and they'll come into play. But opponent plays conservatively, drops Loot Monger. Perhaps expecting some sort of board removal, but goes ahead, drops in Boiler Burge Overlord. I think this is a great find considering I can drop the Vine Lasher. Actually, drop 3. And I just combo out. So it looked like I had to worry about opponent's creatures coming down, but if you can kill them in one turn through a combination of Grievous Wound, a combination of Vine Lasher, and the Desert Pinglands, then you just win. Um, let's see. So opponents playing Jund. I'm expecting some sort of enchantment removal. Probably from green. I think a good card for the opponent to play would be that Drag to the Roots. 2 and then a black and a green and destroy target non-land permanent. As far as my hand goes, I'm gonna try and be aggressive with this hand because I've got 2 green blades, and if you play them one turn after the other, then that's a lot of pressure for the opponent to deal with. So I do have Conduit Pylons to drop the green blade turn 3. Opponent gets the Overlord and then draws a card from Beanstalk. Fetching a Lootmonger. So I'm going with my game plan. King's land I want here is Conduit Pylons. Let me see how's my mana doing. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the Pylons next turn. I'll go Green Blade this coming turn. I could have got a Conduit Pylons from the previous Green Blade and dropped Case of the Locked Hothouse. That would put me at 5 and 7 lands, but I would have I'd rather drop the Hothouse after I drop the Grievous Wound. Or I can drop the Hothouse first and then drop Grievous Wounds, and that would let me drop 2 ping lands for a lot of damage. But let me see how I play this out. I've got a lot of options here. Most of them deadly to the opponent. Playing the 2 Green Blades really helped out. Okay, there's a Vine Lasher. Because I'm able to apply pressure. Let's see what I do this turn. Okay. We'll keep that. I'll go black. I'm gonna swing in because that means less damage I need to do through my non-creature spells. Yeah, I'm gonna be at 18 from the 2 landfall activations. And my opponent stole my combo. So let's see. And I believe that's lethal. I'm just checking the activations. So yeah, that happens sometimes. Swapping out Lumra. Yeah. So I'm taking out Lumra so the opponent can't heist it. And just going more for a, I guess, damage over turn, because I haven't seen too much enchantment removal. Or any enchantment removal, rather. So it'll be okay if I drop a Grievous Wound and say I can't play another land that turn, right? Opponent has Up the Beanstalk. I have Up the Beanstalk. And I hit the critical land drop. So even if I don't draw a land next turn, I can use Green Blade to fetch a land from my deck. Okay, let me check my mana. I'm okay color-wise. I choose to keep Mirage Mesa on top. And another Lootmonger. I'm not too worried here because I've got superior creatures. Yeah, I take out one just so opponent doesn't start building up treasure tokens. Opponent's gonna need some creatures soon so he can defend against my green blades. Alright, Vine Lashers. I see I was smart this time because I took out Lumra. So there's no one-turn combo you're gonna use to kill me. And another loot monger. Now, instead of Lumra, I'm running Harbinger. And I think Harbinger is going to counter a lot of the life loss from these Vine Lashers. So, I could Starfall, but I have these great creatures. Why would I? So, just gonna draw two casually here. And then Sunscorched Desert means I can up the Beanstalk, or rather Virtue of Persistence, next turn. And regardless of the outcome, I'm gonna draw two from Up the Beanstalk. And I believe this play was just so they'd have enough mana to cast a board wipe. That's why they didn't offspring the Vine Lashers. Not too worried about it though. Okay. So I think the play here I could Virtue, but considering how mana deprived the opponent is, I think Starfall Invocation is a better play. Plus, I'll get to draw some cards from the top of the deck. I could also Requisition Raid opponents of the Beanstalk, but I'd rather save that for another enchantment avatar the opponent would play, the Overlords. There you go, that's something I can take out this turn. So, the case of Locked Hothouse is now solved. So, in a way, it's kind of a bait to draw removal. I also have Virtue of Persistence, which is a pretty big threat, and Grievous Wound, which is also a big threat. So, opponent's gonna need some answers soon. Okay, Overlord, that's a good call. Though I'd rather have seen the Overlord as like cast for 6, right? So I'm going with a Grievous Wound here. I can just deal damage right now. And I believe this puts the opponent at 1. So next turn, if the opponent doesn't have any answers, I just play a desert and the opponent dies. That's game, right? So as you can see, Grievous Wound speeds up the deck tremendously, and it doesn't require creatures to swing in. So you can have more cards dedicated to controlling the board, and let Grievous Wound and the Ping Deserts do the work for you. So yeah, opponent didn't have enough damage. Sunscorch Desert for the win. Alright. Well, I did say I'm going to do a video for like a deck tech video for this, so let me get on that real quick. Thanks for watching. My X is Cardboard.Capitan. Moxfield is Cardboard.Capitan, and I'll be going over the latest version I have of this deck. It's not the final version, but it's some, I've been using my experience with desert decks to improve. Alright, see you later.